Hello, in today's video, I want to talk about who is behind Pixaroma. Have you ever wondered who I am, how I got into design, or how I started using AI, and what led me to create a YouTube channel? Stick around to find out all these answers and more. Let's start with the beginning, but maybe let's not go too far back. Obviously, I won that race. My name is Decian Iowan, pronounced
Decian Yuan.
I was born in 1981 and live in Romania. Some of you might not have heard of Romania, but you probably know Dracula, who is from Romania, or famous people like Nadia Comaneci. I learned English by watching movies with Romanian subtitles and later took some English courses. I write well in English, but don't speak it as fluently since I don't have many opportunities to practice, except when I travel abroad. That's why I use AI text-to-speech to convert my text into voice so everyone can understand. Since I was a child, I've loved drawing. In general school, I used to sketch and doodle on the last pages of my notebooks. Back then, my drawings were simple lines without shadows and lights because there was no internet or YouTube to learn from. In the Army, I saw a tattoo magazine that inspired me to learn about shading and lighting. This was the first time I seriously started improving my drawing skills. After the Army, I started working and also attended an IT university where I learned general computer knowledge and some programming. I wanted to study design, but there wasn't a design university in my city until years later. So I completed my IT degree, but realized design was my passion when we were asked to create simple programs. And I made mine colorful and graphical. Around 2007, I discovered Photoshop, probably CS2, and forums where I could learn more. Despite my limited English, I experimented with tools and eventually became a moderator on a Photoshop tutorial site. This was my first attempt at sharing what I had learned in creating tutorials. I also started experimenting with digital painting and photo manipulations using a mouse. In 2008, I started using Illustrator for logo design. Initially, I was not very good, but I entered many logo design contests to practice and eventually won my first contest after about 150 losses. I continued to improve and started winning more contests. I later created a popular logo design group on Facebook with 50,000 members where I shared tips and engaged with the community. I took a graphic design course that lasted 3 years where I learned drawing, Photoshop, Illustrator, CorelDRAW, and 3D Studio Max. In my first year, I focused on drawing, learning about perspective, composition, and observation. In the second year, I worked more with digital tools, using a small Wacom tablet and old CRT monitors. In the third year, I worked with 3D Studio Max and completed my diploma project, a fantasy card pack, which I later sold digitally. After completing the course, I worked in mobile game design, creating interfaces, icons, characters, and other game assets. Around 2014-2015, I started selling illustrations on various platforms like Shutterstock, Envato, Adobe Stock, Creative Market, and Design bundles. I also ventured into creating seamless patterns and SVG cut files for crafts, which became popular before SVG files were widely used. I first attempted a YouTube channel named Pixaroma about 8 years ago, but abandoned it due to slow growth and the time-consuming process of making tutorials without AI voices, relying solely on text. You can still check it out if you want, but I changed the name to Pixaroma Design, so I can use Pixaroma on this channel. Pixaroma combines the words pixel and aroma, and I later created a company, Pixaroma SRL, which is similar to an LTD. I also started exploring Blender for 3D modeling and photography, taking a 6-month course to improve my skills. I use a Sony a6400 mirrorless camera with this lenses, Sony 16-55mm f2.8G and 90mm f2.8G macro. Here are some self-portraits I took with my camera, so yeah, this is me having fun with photography.
One man, one camera, one mission.
When AI tools emerged, I experimented with Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, DALL-E, Adobe Firefly, and more, incorporating them into my workflow. However, AI impacted my sales, which dropped significantly across all platforms. I share my earnings on my Facebook group, Pixaroma community. If you're interested, I enjoy learning new technologies and finding ways to integrate them into my work. To handle all my creative work, I use a high-performance PC. Here are my current specs. The most important for AI work is the video card and the amount of VRAM. In my case, I use an RTX 4090 with 24 gigabytes of VRAM. So the plan for the Pixaroma YouTube channel is to share all the tools and processes I use in my design workflow. This includes AI for generating images like Stable Diffusion and others that may appear in the future, AI for text like ChatGPT, and possibly a voice generator like the one I use. Occasionally, I also create videos on specific software I find interesting, such as Photoshop or Illustrator, and maybe some for animation or video. Creating a video takes a lot of time as I cannot follow a script due to AI's unpredictability. I record, edit, and adapt as I go using CapCut for editing and VoiceAir AI for voice. Creating videos like the ones I currently produce is very time-consuming. For an 8-minute tutorial, it takes me about 8 hours of work. Here's why it takes so much time. Firstly, I can't script the process like others do. Now you press generate, now you get a cat, etc., because AI is unpredictable. I generate something with AI, then proceed logically. If it's a good generation, I might upscale or save it. If not, I try in-painting or a different prompt. This adaptive process means I have to play around and try different approaches until it works. Once I've recorded the video, I import it into CapCut Desktop and start editing. I watch the video in short segments, jotting down ideas about what to include. After forming 2-3 sentences describing each segment, I write this in English, though my grammar isn't perfect. I then ask ChatGPT to correct it while keeping the meaning intact. Next, I paste this text into the VoiceAir platform, waiting a few seconds to generate the voice. I listen to ensure there are no errors. If it's good, I download the voice. If not, I regenerate it. Then I sync the voice with the video in CapCut, adjusting playback speed or freezing frames as needed to match the audio. I repeat this process throughout the video, adding transitions and speeding up sections where I'm waiting for generation or downloads. Once the video is ready, I create a YouTube thumbnail, sometimes before the video itself. Finally, I title the video, write a description with keywords, and upload it to YouTube. It's a lengthy process, and every like, subscribe, or comment helps me a lot. My channel is monetized. Thanks to your support, it's steadily growing, and I hope it continues to grow in the future. As of this recording, Stable Diffusion 3 has been released, showing good understanding and vibrant colors, but struggling with people and hands. Its licensing isn't great, and Civet AI just banned the SD3 models. I'll explore it further and see how it develops. Forge UI won't receive updates and will serve as beta testing, so I'll need to create more tutorials on different interfaces soon. I enjoyed using Forge and also Automatic 1111, so I may switch back to Automatic 1111 once it improves speed. For more complex tasks, I'm exploring Comfy UI. I still need more practice before tackling advanced tutorials, but we'll see how it goes. Generally, I stick with AI that meets my needs efficiently. As you can see, I am a designer, not a programmer, so I can help more with design than with programming errors and other technical issues. Of course, if I know how to fix an error, I will tell you, but most of the time, I probably won't have a solution. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it helps the community understand me better. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments on Facebook or on Discord. Thanks, and have a great day.